And we are live.
6 days, AJ.
6 days.
6 days.
6 days.
Ah.
6 days is too long.
It is indeed.
And if you're watching us in the future after it's live, then it'd be
Wow.
less than.
Less days.
Less than maybe it's already out.
Wow.
Tell me what it's like in chat.
Yes.
Time travel back.
That's it.
Welcome back to 128 KB, and we are live.
Woo, we are indeed. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today on this fine day.
I just have to call out chat straight away because Gerson Salinas says here before Final Fantasy gets mentioned. Well, it was. Now you mentioned it. Now all I'm thinking about is Final Fantasy 7.
Yes, again.
And when are we going to get Rebirth?
And when am I going to complete Rebirth?
When are you going to complete Rebirth?
I'm so close to. Well, I'm back in Nibelheim. So
right, yeah.
I'm in chapter 11
or 14.
or 14.
You're close.
And I think I'm at the end of chapter 11.
You're close.
So I'm so close.
So let's say hello to the beautiful people in chat already. And Jamie
Whoa.
Tempuris is there gifting 10 memberships.
What?
Yeah, I changed the thing so you can do it properly now.
Amazing.
Yeah, you beauty.
You guys are
Tempuris
crazy.
is
Tempuris
our
are
resident admin. All things beautiful are run by him.
Indeed.
And he's out there gifting the memberships so we can get more Switch 2 love
Yes, that's it.
in our Discord. So now you remember you can join our channel members Discord.
You can indeed.
Talk to us about all things gaming. There is a lot of love so far for 6 days is coming. 6 days is too
6
long.
days.
6 days. Captain Chat says hi all. 6 days,
6
baby.
days.
6 days. Afternoon, Alistair Rickman. Let's go, Jan Jan Binks. Look
Love
at this.
from Australia.
The love from Australia.
Down under.
This is beautiful.
I'd love to visit one day.
Big thank you for Tempuris for sending out those memberships. That's a beautiful thing. And yes, I want to go to Australia. And apparently, Switch 2 is not sold out in Australia.
Really?
I've seen a few people put it in the channel comments on videos. Like
Better get the plane tickets.
you can still get it in Australia. So, Jan Jan Binks, you could probably tell us.
They're in the future, though, aren't they? For us?
They're in the future.
Yeah.
So is it less than 6 days for you in Australia?
It must be less than 6 days for Jan Jan.
Is it like midnight there or
Is it
something?
like 2 hours?
Is that, yeah, my
That
head
far
actually had to
ahead.
figure that out. I was like, maybe. My guy Despo, Oggy, Oggy, Oggy. Oi, oi, oi.
Oh, yes, yeah. Oggy Oggy pasties.
Oggy, Oggy pasties in Cornwall. That's all
Yeah.
we have, Oggy, Oggy pasties.
Yes.
Come on, guys. I was just getting into bed when I got the notification.
Oh, well,
I
we
didn't
can.
even know this was live.
We could send you to sleep. So just listen to our voices.
That's it,
and
yes.
Fall asleep.
ASMR with Andy and AJ.
I could sleep for you,
Yeah.
you know, and then you could just watch.
Doesn't make a good live, though, you sleep. Although, there's people that would watch that.
Maybe.
You sleeping.
That's it.
It's under 10:30 p.m. 6 hours. Okay, yeah, got you. 10:30 p.m. here. So many in stock.
Wow.
That's amazing. I wonder if it's the only country where they got loads of stock still.
Maybe. But I mean, Australia, almost everything's out to kill you, isn't it? So maybe all the people trying to buy one,
yeah.
you know, has come across deadly like insects and animals. And
They just think it's a giant spider.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Australia is terrifying. It's 5:27 a.m. That would do her. 5:27 a.m.
5 a.m. and you already go to bed?
Where are you?
What are you doing?
You're Shredder. Where are you?
Do you work night shifts?
And it's 5:27.
Wow.
They must be in like, I don't even know where that would be. Japan?
I don't know.
Amazing. We've gone international.
It's incredible.
Can we do some odds on bringing up Expedition 33?
You know he's going to bring it up. To be fair, I've actually, my wife's continued playing it. So, you know, it might get brought up.
And Matt Pollock is also from Australia.
Ah,
Seems we've got a bit of an Australian audience
yeah.
happening here.
Everyone's down under.
Timbira says the odds are pretty high, I reckon. Oh man, coming off a night shift mode, my body could sleep but need to get back to day mode, feel jet lagged. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Your
that's
shredder's in
savage.
North Mexico. Yoshio, by the way. Nice,
Wow.
okay. I already bet my house on that. If the bingo card's getting extended, we used to have a 128 KB bingo card for the podcast where
Yes.
there'd be certain things I would mention and you would mention all the time. Final Fantasy 7 was one of them.
Yeah, it was.
I
Yeah.
think the new one is,
Is Expedition 33.
or
yeah.
as my guy Despo says, Oddspedition 33.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I've been new gaming it, which I don't do.
Have you?
Yep.
That's news to me.
I know. I kind of kept it quiet because I know I was.
Wow.
Did we ever do that podcast, or was it an idea once of I hate New Game Plus on games?
I feel like we did it, but maybe we didn't. We've definitely had the conversation at length off camera.
Yeah.
We don't normally do the New Game Plus thing. We just stop the game and do the next one on the backlog.
And I thought I would I started. See, we're talking about it now.
There's another Aussie as well.
Oh, wow.
Matthew Gale. Yeah, wow.
Lads, you've got a Discord. Yes, we do, Captain Chats. You're a member now. You've been a member for a little bit.
Yeah, you should.
On the community tab on the channel,
YouTube,
on YouTube, if you go there, you'll see a link that you can only see if you're a member, and that's like the invite link to the channel members Discord. You click on that, and if your Discord account is linked to YouTube, it'll automatically let you into everything. If not, me or Temperus Jamie will sort you out once you get in there.
Yeah.
So many Aussies. I'm really impressed by that. I mean, we're in Cornwall, so it's kind of like the British Australia.
Yes.
So I like to tell everyone.
Yeah, it's down under for UK.
Yeah, there's beaches and stuff. And there's loads of Cornish people in Australia.
Yes,
Maybe that's it.
Maybe.
You're an honorary Cornish person now.
That's it.
Just lumped you in.
I live literally on the border, quite literally. Like, I have to just go over the bridge.
Yeah.
And then
Still not quite. And good morning from Maryland, USA. So we are fully international today. Mexico, Maryland, Australia.
Yes.
Not Cornwall.
Not Cornwall. I like Treble Champ. No spoilers for Expedition 33. I've not finished it either, so
I'll be clear not to spoil it.
He will.
I know I won't. I'm good at not spoiling it. Although I did spoil it for you because you did want to know.
Yeah.
But I wanted just to play through the story, so I kind of steamed through it a little bit. I kind of rushed to the end. But by like the end of the second act, I was like, I wish I'd taken more time. I've not really explored at all.
Yes.
So when you get to the end, I'm not going to spoil anything. You can either start again in a new game plus and everything's harder, but you keep some of your like levels and stuff.
Okay.
Or you can reload the checkpoint right before the final boss.
Right.
And then you can go back out and explore, which is exactly like how
so
Final Fantasy VII did it.
So you can then
game.
complete the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So in original Final Fantasy VII, there was the North Crater, it's called, which is the final area you go where Doom happens, basically.
Yeah.
But you could load the game from that point and then just
backtrack
and do all the side quests and stuff. So they could do the same.
In other news, I am actually Australian because Andy's in chat saying Aussie here too, and I'm also an Andy with a man bun.
Are you the same person?
Yeah.
I've never seen you in the same room.
You've never seen me in Australia either.
That's true. Maybe
but you might have seen the other Andy.
And I'm not enjoying the amount of hate Cornwall's getting right now. Boo Cornwall. Twice? What?
Oh,
come on.
That's brilliant.
If it wasn't for Cornwall, you wouldn't have
pasties.
I was going to say this.
Oh, well, this too, but pasties.
And pasties, and all the other great things we've brought to the world.
Brilliant.
Sounds quite hectic in the US, seeing people waiting out at stores to get pre-orders in.
Wow.
Yeah, that's America's crazy for it, and I know it's like sold out everywhere. So it's weird how different it is that America's really like underserved for stock, but yet Australia seems to have too much.
It's weird, isn't it? Christian's in chat saying hello from Miami, Florida. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much.
Oh, lovely.
I bet Florida's nice weather.
And Jen Jumping says Cornwall looks so green, so jealous. Have a look for some of the beaches if you're googling it.
They're not green. There'll be a problem if they were green beaches.
They might be green.
Maybe, yeah.
Atom has joined the membership as well. 1KB. Welcome to you.
Amazing.
Just getting some gentle ribbing in from your closest neighbour. Yeah,
I like Alistair's restricted. It's redacted message. I thought it said restricted. I thought it was like bleeping it out.
Question from Play Nice Games. I need a new laptop, but the Legion Go is on sale for $480.
Wow.
Normally $550 to $600. Should I grab it instead of the new laptop?
Depends what you're using the laptop for.
Good answer.
Yeah. Are you using the laptop for like working on and stuff, or like studying and then occasionally playing games? Is that what you're looking at doing? Obviously, the Legion Go can do those things, but a bit more uncomfortably. Like you would need a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard and stuff.
Probably a screen as well.
Well, no, because the
Legion,
Legion,
if you're going to desktop
Legion Go's 8.8 inches. It's like the size of this, pretty much.
Okay, that's huge.
It's pretty big.
Didn't give that.
Yeah, it's massive. This is bigger. This is 12 inches, I think, but still. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult choice. If you're only wanting to game and the Legion Go is a really good price right now, then maybe, Legion Go's pretty decent.
Yeah.
It's very tough.
For that price, it's really good.
Yeah, it's very
The thing
good.
I'd consider Legion Go at $480 is the original Ally Z1 Extreme.
True.
It's kind of similar
true.
pricing.
True. Well, yeah, you get the Ally cheaper.
Yeah.
But depending on your country and stuff. But
Yes.
I'd say that I think the Legion Go outperforms the base Ally.
Yeah,
It's got
that's
faster
fair.
RAM.
Yeah. Marcus O'Brien, love to see the number of people watching is increasing steadily. Well deserved. Thank you very much, mate. And I recognise your name from comments and stuff. You've been here for a while.
I feel justified or validated now.
Validated?
Full
Why?
Dan is hi from Devon.
Ah,
Yeah, that's where I am. I'm Devon. Well, we're not right now.
You
but-
and Tempuris as
and
well.
yeah, and Tempuris, yeah. Dan says, I love Cornwall, except the country lanes. Yes, exactly, yeah. Indeed.
What were your first Nintendo console/games? Okay,
Wow.
I can answer this one. Bit of 128 KB lore, but we've shared in the podcast before.
Yes.
My personal first one was a hand-me-down Game Boy, the original grey one.
Oh, that you Game of Thrones.
That I Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
which I, for those who don't know, I rage quit on it so hard that I squeezed the screen till it cracked.
Through itself. Yeah.
Through itself. And I did play extensively the NES. Sob story when I stayed in hospital for about a week or so, but it was way after the SNES came out, and it was the only thing in there.
Were you in hospital because you broke your thumbs from Game of Throning the Game Boy? So you then had to play SNES.
Yeah. And I've had several Game Boys since then, Game Boy Colors as well, and Game Boy Advanced. But weirdly, the Game Boy Advanced and the Game Boy Color I didn't really use for gaming. It was back when I was writing music for games.
Okay, you're using them for like chip tunes and stuff.
Exactly
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
There was a programmer from the Netherlands that built a cart that you put in
Yeah,
that had a MIDI input
that's
into
amazing.
it. So you could play sounds off the board
The chip
with a
yeah.
keyboard.
Yeah. That's amazing.
It was amazing. So I used that a lot.
That's amazing.
Which has probably got some copyright issues of
Yeah.
some kind, but there'll be mobile games out there from like 2010
with official sounds on it. Yeah,
with Game Boy sounds
that's
on
amazing.
it.
For me, it was the Game Boy Color. Game Boy Color was my first.
Yeah.
I played the Game Boy and stuff
Yeah.
at my parents' friend's house, but my thing was Game Boy Color with the game called Reservoir Rats, which is a platformer that's pretty nails. I've still got both. And then from there, every console you can imagine.
Great question from Sergeant Bumwhiskers, which is an awesome name.
Can't even see that. in
Do you
chat.
guys reckon they'll bring a Switch 2 upgrade for Doom Eternal and Doom 2016?
Oh, I don't know about the upgrade. It'd be nice to see. I fully expect Doom the Dark Ages to get a port.
100% will.
It was day one purchase
Yeah.
for me. But I don't know about the previous ones. I really hope so. I'd love to see that.
We've just recorded a video which goes out soon. I'm ruining chronology for you subscribers. Again, I'm rubbish at keeping things secret. But looking at like great Switch 1 games that you should play on Switch 2 if you hadn't. And weirdly enough, that Doom
Yes.
Doom Eternal and Doom 2016 came up
Are in that
list.
list. Yes, they are.
Full Dan says I've got to go back to work. I'll catch you all again soon. Dude, see you later. Hopefully you can watch this on catch up afterwards and, have a good day at work.
Oh, Captain Chats just says, I have a 3DS XL SNES edition. I just sold one about
Lovely.
2 weeks ago.
You did. Do you miss it already?
Of course, yeah.
Did you buy? No, Andy and I text each other a lot when we're
I
not
didn't.
together.
Don't say about it because someone will find the listing and buy it.
And it's quite often like
I'm
things,
still tempted.
things we found that we shouldn't buy, but we're looking for the other person to give us justification to buy it. Like,
I said to AJ, I was like, should I buy this? And you were like,
no, you said, tell me a reason why I shouldn't buy
Yes,
this.
yeah.
And it's like a very specific
Yes.
Switch Lite.
yeah, there's a limited edition Switch Lite that I found at an insanely good price, brand new.
Yeah, and you're like,
And I was like,
why should I not
oh.
buy this? And I was like, you should buy that.
Yeah, I know. I was really, I'm still
Massive
tempted.
waste of money.
What? Loads of waste of money.
Massive
I
waste of
should
money.
Keep that money
Yeah.
for Switch 2 games,
Yeah.
not for buying a Switch Lite. Like, why? It would just go on the shelf. That's it.
I'm hoping for Dragon Quest to get a free update. Otherwise,
be
I'll get it
cool.
on PS5, but
Yeah,
the same
fair
price
play.
when discontinued. We went into... Actually, I'm going to save that for later, but we went into a game store today and it was hilarious.
I was going to bring that up earlier, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll save it for later because it's hilarious how bad game is in the UK now.
Yes.
I got a regular new 3DS Mario Edition stolen from the car. Still hurts. Oh, F's for respect for the lost 3DS.
I love Captain Chats. Before we get into this, lads, I need to grab my wallet.
For anyone who has racked up a massive credit bill or
Yes.
is now poor because of our videos,
Yes.
I'm deeply sorry.
I'm sorry. Welcome to the club.
We share your burden because we quite often hype each other up as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Body doubling with your shopping addiction. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what the chat is that we have.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Dream Profit from America. Good morning from America.
What's up?
Did you get your Switch 2 pre-order cancelled?
No.
Okay, that's
thank you.
coming up. Should we jump straight to that?
Yeah, let's just talk about game and
Because
how
it's
it
come up
sucks.
twice now. Okay, yes. So for those of you not in the UK, and I know there's quite a few in chat, Game is like the only high street video game retailer left in the UK, and it's almost dead.
Yes.
It's almost dead.
It's tucked in the back of sports shops.
It's like a concession in the back of like budget sports shops now.
Yeah, it's just awful.
Awful. And their Switch 2 offerings have been like kind of missing. If you go into the stores, there's no mention of Switch
We
2.
literally just went in
To have a look.
today
Yeah.
at lunchtime. We went in last week before the stream. It was like, it's weird they've not got any mention of Switch 2 yet.
Nothing.
Bearing in mind last week, there was not a single staff member on the shop floor.
Yeah, it was just
there was
empty.
nobody
Yeah.
there. I was trying to buy something. I was stood at the till. They needed like a bell, and there was no one there. So we put the things back
Yeah.
and left because there was no one there. But we went in today, not a single mention of Switch 2.
No,
None.
Just some very overpriced Switch games. Consoles still at full price, and for a few people, they would have been online and used Game to place their Switch 2 pre-orders.
Yes.
Because if you don't know, you go to Game first of all, rather than looking at some of the other places like Smith's or Curry's.
Yes,
and
yeah,
some of the
yeah,
other
yeah.
electronic places. And Game put out a notice yesterday, was it?
yesterday, yeah.
Cancelling an undetermined number of people's Switch 2 pre-orders. That just one post onto it and nothing else. We sincerely apologising for cancelling some Switch 2 pre-orders. We understand how disappointing this is, especially for those who are eagerly waiting to order. We're currently working hard to reinstate as many affected orders as possible. If your order was impacted, please know we're doing everything we can and we'll be in touch with further updates. We appreciate your patience.
So was this just like a technical problem, and it's just like
I
booted
think-
them off or something?
No,
or?
I think they've accepted too many orders for the stock allocation they've got.
Yeah.
Because the stock allocation was obviously quite slim in a lot of places, and I think that they just haven't ordered enough.
Yeah,
And they've just cancelled people's pre-orders,
Yeah.
which is
it's a real shame.
savage. Let us know in chat if you've been affected by it. I'd love to know. Hope by the looks of it, so far not many people have. I guess a lot of people aren't in the UK as well, but really rubbish. And Game, the final video game retailer in the UK, is dead.
We've been saying it's been dead for years.
They got rid of their pre-owned section,
Yep.
so you can't, and they got rid of trade-ins as well,
Yep.
which is like in my mind, that's like the heartbeat of a video game
Yeah,
store.
all second-hand stuff were left. You couldn't trade in anymore. They
Gone.
stopped console pre-orders
Yeah.
in store, which they brought back for the Switch 2 or something. It's just turned into a merch shop now,
Yeah, it's
and
literally
it's
merch.
hideously overpriced.
Yeah, it's like, it's not even like amiibos. It's like plushes.
Yeah,
Lots
just
of plushes.
little toys, some
and
Lego
those,
sets,
those pop
pop figures.
Pop figures. That's it.
It's just random, yeah.
My account got charged for my pre-orders today. It hurt.
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed them going out now, and now I'm starting to regret how much I've ordered.
Yeah,
I think June's going to be a long month.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's exciting, man. 6 days until we're hands on.
I know. 6 days.
I'm gutted that we pre-ordered online.
I know. Yeah, but there's nowhere in store to go.
Yeah.
You're going to camp outside Game and throw
Well,
footballs.
as Hazza Ellis has put, I went to Smith's Toys to pre-order mine. It's fine. And
Yes.
Smith's is doing a midnight.
Only in select stores.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're doing a midnight launch. But
Oh.
what the nearest Smiths to where you are is like Exeter, isn't it? Is it even still? Is there a
No,
still?
there's one in Truro.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
There's one in the city that's quite close, but
Fine.
it's a small one.
Yeah.
I doubt they'll have a midnight Switch 2 event there.
Nah.
There just won't be enough people
I
here.
doubt it, even in Exeter.
Yeah. There's a few bits of hate for Game there. A Game couldn't compete with CX. I stopped shopping there for a while. Although one person has put that they did place their pre-order in Game, and I have had no cancellation from them. So,
Good. Lucky.
yeah, my local Game has some stock of the Switch 2. I've pre-ordered from them, paid a deposit. I've had no cancellation from them.
Yeah, well done.
Well done.
Yeah, lucky.
You got lucky. So that's really cool for you. But yeah, I mean, it's the death nail in my mind.
Yeah, in my mind it is, yeah. I think Curry's need to start doing like midnight launches.
I have 3 Switch bundles coming. Pray for me.
You're crazy. I've got 2 coming, but one's for my wife.
Yeah. Gosh. Wow. Yeah, I really wanted to go to a midnight event, is my point.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying Curry's, because Curry's is huge.
Yeah.
And they're generally massive stores.
Argos as well.
Argos too. So it would. Well, that's where we got ours from, wasn't it? Argos. But I mean, like Curry's usually in like big open like business parks, aren't they? So lots of parking spaces, big stores. So they could accommodate midnight launches. But
it'd be proper exciting.
It would be, but it's not going to happen.
Luke Good says, "I need an Animal Crossing Special Edition Switch 2." Or just a version of it for the Switch 2 would be good.
Yeah, if they make a Metroid Switch 2 limited edition, I might actually buy it this time.
Yeah, that would be.
I missed out on the new 3DS XL Samus edition, and I've been upset about that ever since.
Can we get some love and chat for Jay? Just want everyone to support Jay through what's going to be the hardest week of his life.
Oh no,
Jay, I'm sorry. Target has his estimated delivery as June the 11th.
I hope that's just an overestimation of their delivery time, and it just turns up on the day.
Jay, I feel for your pain, man. The one thing I'm worried about, Andy, that we didn't coordinate enough.
What?
We should have ordered from a different shop.
Just in case.
Because what if Argos is fully delayed all their stock? Both of us won't have it.
That's true.
That will suck.
Yeah, that will suck. I think Argos. I'm confident it will be fine.
Yeah.
Argos is huge.
Although Marcus O'Brien says order from Argos too, nothing from them yet.
No, but I had confirmation text and stuff like after the day.
Yeah, they've definitely taken the order. Pray for Jay, Alistair Rickman.
Yeah, they've taken the money as well. I think that was up front.
I'm with Alistair. We've got to all say our prayers for Jay. Hopefully it's just an estimation.
Yeah. Press J in chat.
Nintendo Switch 2 special editions will be cash cows. Keen to see what they come up with. Yeah, and I'd be keen to see them do something a bit more special than they did for the Switch 1 editions. My only problem with the Switch 1 editions is that the special part was on the back of the Switch.
That really upset me.
So when you actually got it, or if you've got it docked, you can't really see anything.
Yeah. And it's just Joy-Cons that you take off.
Yeah, I want the front of the dock to be special.
I want the whole thing.
Yeah.
I want the whole thing to be special. The front of the docks were special.
Okay.
But I mean, like, the whole system needed to be a different colour, not just black with, like, a squiggle on the back.
Maybe even, like, a skin for the OS, like a theme.
Yeah, theme. Yeah,
like a special
only
theme.
with that limited edition.
That's actually a really good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's talk of themes coming back, isn't there?
Yes, yeah, well, hopefully. But that's why I liked the Switch Lite limited editions, because the whole system was a colour or whatever, and even the buttons and stuff were different colours.
Yeah.
Like, it was great. Whereas the actual, like, Switch OLED, like, editions or whatever were just, like, a sticker on the back, basically. It's okay. Yeah.
Lots of talk about the pre-orders. I'm praying the Game Collection will be okay. I've never heard from them before. Game Collective, that is. It's obviously a mistype. That's a good shop, isn't it?
Game Collective's good,
they're
I've
reputable.
bought a lot of stuff from them for launch.
Always good prices.
Yeah, and I've always had them deliver on the day for stuff.
Yeah. And Matthew Truman agrees with you. A Metroid Switch 2, take my money.
Yes.
Yeah, get your wallets out for that one. Cause,
I'm just going to have to buy it this time, I think. Because I normally go, well, I've already got the Switch, so I won't bother. But if they do a Metroid one, I'm buying it.
Okay, a very specific 128 KB question here. What would a Cornwall/Devon Switch 2 edition look like?
It would have pasties on it. As Joy-Cons. Pasty
It'll
Joy-Cons.
smell of pasty whenever you pick it up. Oh,
Why does it smell
onions.
onions and meat?
And it'll flake off pastry on your lap. Like bits.
Dust everywhere.
Oh, that's all over me. That's how you get the stick drift.
Because bits of pasta get in there, yeah.
I wonder when Walmart will charge my card. They need to hurry up and take my money. Yeah. I might be strange. This is Marcus O'Brien, but I'm not a fan of the limited editions. Maybe just I'm a plain person. I'm more on your side. Like,
yeah, I get you.
I just want them to be more special.
Yeah, they need to be more special. Like I really like the 3DS limited editions.
The SNES one.
The SNES
really
that I had
cool.
was great.
The one that you sold?
Yeah, the one I sold literally a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But the price on it was insane now, so...
Amazon have been awful for their delivery dates. Current pre-orders say June 6th.
Oh,
but
no.
one I reserved months ago says June 7th.
Alistair. Pasty Switch 2. Take my money. I'd buy one of those.
With the flaky pastry.
Yeah.
All right, talking of not taking your money, I want to do the first story while we're flapping around in Xbox land.
Yeah.
I want to get the non-Switch stuff out of the way quickly.
Okay.
This is the Xbox Handheld.
Yeah.
And
Can I just pause you just
Yeah,
because I know
of
the
course.
answers to this question. Stress Adventures, amazing. Says, quick question, how long does it take to charge a Pro Controller? The Pro Controller 2 for the Switch 2, I think it's a 3-hour charge for is it 40 hour
40
or
hours.
60 or something? 40 hour battery life, yeah.
Yeah, it's insane battery life.
Yeah, it's nuts. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
No, the Xbox Handheld that we've been long awaiting, and this isn't the collaborative thing they've done with Asus, the Project Keenan and
this
Intel.
is the actual console Xbox, which was slated for like, I don't know, a few years' time.
Yeah, that's been apparently, according to Jez Corden at Windows Central, that's been sidelined maybe indefinitely, but definitely for now. That we won't see a straight up Xbox Handheld, which is a little bit sad.
It is sad, yeah. We actually go into this Tuesday, the podcast, because we filmed it today.
Yeah.
We go into it a bit more, don't we?
Yes.
About that and why we think that's the case. But yeah, it kind of makes sense for them to delay it when they've got the Asus collaboration Xbox Handheld coming out this year, I imagine.
Yep.
And also the fact that they're really, really doubling down on trying to sort Windows out. So they're really trying to hone Windows. We've seen the tests, supposedly they're testing out trying Steam and Epic Game Store on the Xbox consoles. So it looks like they're really going to try and collaborate and meet in the middle between PC gaming and console gaming instead of having two separate entities, which is annoying, where you've got Xbox servers and Xbox people there and then PC, Xbox here. It looks to me like they're really going to try and make this one thing where the console is a PC and the PC is a console kind of thing.
I also think there's something very exciting for us in Switch 2 land about that, is that, is it June the 9th?
8th.
June the 8th.
Sunday.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Okay, the Xbox Developer Direct on Sunday, June the 8th.
The Sunday after the Switch 2 launches, so literally like 3 days later.
We're fully expecting that to be when Microsoft announce how many and what of their current games are going to be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. And I think them not having their own dedicated handheld is going to be part of this business model. I think seeing how well optimized and how well performing games like Cyberpunk are on Switch 2 already, seeing like Microsoft's IPs coming over, makes loads of sense. And then if they've got a PC handheld with Asus, why do they need to compete with Nintendo when they can they can scratch that itch with like the PC market and the higher end stuff, and then for the consumer market, the games are on Switch
out
too.
On Switch, absolutely, yeah. And I think we're going to see on Sunday just everything coming to Switch 2. It's just going to be a Switch 2 Direct, but from Xbox.
Do we think all of their current games are going to go?
It wouldn't surprise me.
I think like all the recent ones, like Doom, stuff we see in Game Pass.
Yeah, I think so.
Indiana Jones.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, I reckon so.
I mean, it's. I always go back to like if you've seen a Series S version of that game,
which is every Xbox game because it has to be,
you'll see it. It'll be able to be played on the Switch too.
They'll be able to port it over.
And as we've seen with Cyberpunk, the mad thing is it's probably going to be better on the Switch too.
Yeah,
it doesn't even make sense.
No, it's all just DLSS magic, isn't it?
Fallout 4/76 on Switch. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
why not?
Why not? I'd love that. Yes, Halo on Switch, indeed.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Doom: The Dark Ages. That would be a day one buy for me on Switch too.
Yes, that's gonna be really cool. I think Indiana Jones. If you've not had a chance to play the new Indiana Jones game, is it The Great Circle?
Yes,
it's
wicked,
phenomenal. I loved that game.
Yeah.
Great fun. I imagine that'd be amazing handheld.
Yes,
because it's not particularly complicated.
Yeah,
the movement mechanics and stuff are quite simple. It's nice, cool game. What else would we see that's recent?
They have. Oh no, they don't own Hi-Fi Rush anymore, do they?
No.
But that's got to come to Switch too. And I always bring that up.
Such a
even
good
though
game
it's old.
handheld.
I can't think of what else they've been doing, like from Game Pass recently.
Will we see the Forza games, even though there's digital triggers?
Oh, I don't know.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because
racing games are a weird one.
They're going to be a weird one for Switch because obviously they don't have the analog triggers.
Expedition 33, though, I could totally imagine coming over.
Who is the publisher? Because it's on Game Pass, but it was also simultaneous release on PC and PlayStation.
Yeah, it's not owned by Xbox.
No.
Is it? But I can imagine we'll see that one day.
I honestly, if I know I've talked about it a lot, and it was a matter of time till I mentioned it, which was about 2 minutes. I'm playing through new game. If it relaunches for Switch 2, I will buy it and I will play it again.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to bring it up again. I'm sorry. Not talking about it. This deeply affected me. I don't know what's happened. Like,
I fully expect though that we get a lot of stuff over on Game Pass onto Switch 2.
yeah, as Tempura says, if Indiana Jones is coming to PS5, it should come to Switch 2. Yeah, I want Lies of P on Switch 2 and its DLC. Wow.
Yes, Lies of P. Yeah,
That'd be great.
I'd buy that.
Command & Conquer Red Alert 2, please.
Yes.
That's such a good game.
Jan, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. Yeah, use your joysticks for accelerate instead of the triggers. Makes more sense to me.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Metaphor Refantasio and Persona 3 Reload. It's interesting because Metaphor's just come onto Game Pass.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Literally like last week, I think.
This is an Xbox, yeah.
If Xbox stuff does come to Switch 2, this is Alistair Rickman, my Series X will suffer. It's a really interesting point because obviously your Series X is going to perform better.
Yeah, of course. And you got Game Pass where you don't have to pay for the games individually. But if there's games that you absolutely love and you want to double dip, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I get you.
And you know how it works in my head, weirdly? I'm getting rid of the PlayStation. The PS5's gone. It's going for sale. I'm keeping the Series X, and that's my Game Pass machine.
Yes.
And the Switch is going to be my main console.
Yes.
Handheld and console.
Yeah.
So basically, the Series X will be like the place I test games.
Yeah.
As in, like, it's like a demo machine.
Yeah. Well, the Game Pass machine.
Yeah, it's literally, I'll play game. And if I really love it, then it'll go on to Switch 2.
Yeah.
But I fully expect even my Series X to start gathering dust.
Yeah.
I think sadly, there's too much I want to play on Switch 2.
Yeah.
I think, did they say 50 new titles are announced for Switch 2?
Something like that.
It's around 50.
It's nuts.
And there's so many Switch 1 games that I either want to replay or play for the first time. Like, yeah, I don't think my Series X is going to get much love anymore. What's it going to do to your... I don't want to say it too loudly in case there's fans in from that era. What's it going to do to your Ally X experience?
I don't know, because we kind of touched on this in the podcast for next week, that the Ally to me is just an extension of my PC.
Yeah.
You know, and it will just be for any games that aren't on Switch, basically. But Switch is going to be so much easier because it's a console. You know, you pick it up, play the game. On Ally, you know, you've got to download the game, tweak it, get the best settings and stuff. It's different. It's like a parallel thing to me. Like, I'm happy with both. But I'll reach for the Switch most likely because of like the performance it's going to have from that DLSS and stuff. You know, it's just easier.
I just want to like high five Dream Profit for the most like awesome take on stuff. I have Cyberpunk on PS5, but with cross progression and cloud saves, I can play the same save on both. Wouldn't you love a future where all cross platform games have cross progression?
Yes.
Yes.
But there's a lot of games like that, because my wife said to me, she was like, because I was showing her Cyberpunk on Switch 2, I was saying Star Wars Outlaws is on Switch 2, stuff like that, and she was like, they've missed a trick though, haven't they? Because your saves aren't the same. I said, what do you mean? She was like, well, you can't be playing on one console and then put your saves over. And I said, you can.
Yeah, cloud saves.
So, cloud save is the thing. So cross progression is true for Cyberpunk and Outlaws.
Yeah.
Obviously not for everything blanket, but like I could be playing on my PC Cyberpunk, save, load it up on the Switch 2, or my Ally, you know, and there we go.
What's interesting with that is that it sits so in line with Phil Spencer's dream.
Yes.
For Xbox.
Yes.
And like Game Pass PC and stuff. And him talking about
what he wants,
the frustration of the friction points of not playing the same game, the same save state on when he's traveling to when he's home playing his Xbox.
Yeah.
And that's the future of Xbox is that. So you go, well, it's funny that it's going to be Nintendo where we actually see the real progression in that.
Yeah.
Have you talked about the recent articles from Jez Corden? Weirdly, we literally just touched it. Well, the recent article where Xbox have sidelined the handheld to focus on... The point is that Microsoft are focusing on that third-party development with Asus and also to get the the Windows operating system really refined for handhelds and for gaming in general. This kind of Xbox OS, as we're coining it. Their dedicated handheld, I think, looks like it's dead in the water. If I'm reading between the lines, I don't think we'll see it anytime soon. Anyway.
I think that's put on the back burner myself. Someone said they don't want to give Scam Tendo the money, so it's between a Steam Deck OLED and an Ally X. It depends, if you've got money, buy an Ally X and just put Steam OS on it if you really want to, because the Ally X will massively outperform the Steam Deck.
I mean, you put Steam OS on it if you don't want it to work properly.
Well,
it's still not stable.
No, it's not stable, but I mean, like when that eventuality comes.
Yeah.
But there we go.
But Ally X, you're talking about something that's £800.
Yes.
In the same conversation as a Nintendo Switch, which is $400. It's not even a comparison. It doesn't make sense.
No, but like we were talking before, was it's going to be game prices. If you're a PC gamer, I understand why you would want a PC system.
Yeah, you've got to buy a lot of games to make up that £400 difference.
Yeah, I just buy games both twice.
Yeah.
I end up buying it on Nintendo and on PC because I'm an idiot.
And also comparing it to the Steam Deck, unless you're just talking about the price of games. If the price of games is your primary motivator, then wicked. Steam Deck is there. But if not, if there's other factors, then it loses in almost every category.
Yeah.
Shots fired. I'm doing it live, so you can send me hate.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
But talking of the Steam Deck, and how we keep it alive into the future.
Yes, indeed.
Because hardware-wise, it suffers now. And for an emulation device, maybe it's great for games that are 5 years old.
So
how do you keep it alive when Valve aren't going to update it for another 2 or 3 years until we see RDNA 4 available in commercial hardware, which is 2028, something like that. GeForce Now, their native app for Steam Deck, has finally launched.
It's taken a while, hasn't it? They announced this ages ago.
I think it was over a year ago they announced it.
It wasn't. It was probably 6 months ago, but it's it's a thing now. So GeForce Now is fine. It's a really good idea for longevity. But
if you want to keep
need
Steam Deck
internet,
alive,
it's just a streaming platform.
It is just a streaming platform. It's a subscription, and you have to buy the games as well. So it's not all games.
Yeah,
it's only the games available through the platform that you own. But if you jump through all those hoops, you'll be able to play games on your Steam Deck, or stream games to your Steam Deck. It should be 4K 60 to a connected TV.
Yeah.
HDR, NVIDIA DLSS 4, like that. Some amazing things.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of hope so because you're paying for a subscription.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, precisely. Yeah.
It's great to see because it will add life to the Steam Deck, and for those real diehards that don't want to upgrade hardware yet, and want to wait for the Steam Deck 2.
It's a great alternative if you want to play your Steam Deck like at decent settings on a TV, for example. Cool. I wouldn't be streaming it handheld myself.
No.
Unless it's a game that really doesn't work on it.
Well, you kind of lose the advantages.
Yeah.
Because what's the Steam Deck screen resolution?
800p.
What is a 60 hertz screen as well, isn't it?
Yeah. On the LCD. It's 90 hertz on the OLED.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're kind of losing the point of it. But it's there if you wanted to. For the diehards, for the real Steam Deck fans, that's really cool because it does keep it alive.
Yeah, I think it's a great addition, because before it was there already, but you had to crowbar it in, whereas now this is a native app, so that's great. What
do you think is the next natural progression for the next Smash game? Low-key think it might be 3D and the stages are like a gladiator arena with different skins.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
I haven't really given it any
3D Smash. So like Splatoon-esque. But you know Gladiator from the 90s?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but Smash. And it's like obstacle courses, what, like Fall Guys?
Yeah, a bit like that's exactly
I'd be up for that. I'd play that.
And there's peril, as in like,
that's cool.
It's not an arena, it's a platform.
Yeah.
And you fall off it and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Smash.
So just Fall Guys.
It's just 3D Fall Guys with more violence.
Violent guys.
And characters that you like.
Violent Mario guys. My guy Despo, you need to propose this idea to Nintendo. I like that idea.
Yeah. I've seen people complain about the price, are too young to remember paying up to $120 for some N64 games in 1998.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah. Every time I bring up how expensive games were when I was a kid, firstly, it makes me sound like an old man. And second, I just get a load of hate because
Yeah.
I've given up on the inflation thing.
Treble Champ says GeForce Now on Switch 2. Nah. We ain't going to see Game Pass or GeForce Now. We're not going to see anything. It's Nintendo we're talking about. You know, like they ain't letting anything like that on there.
It's a shame because there's a part of me that would really love to see Game Pass on Switch 2. That would be amazing. But no, it's not going to happen. Nintendo aren't going to open up that much, unfortunately. Remember you can use an eGPU for many of the PC handhelds, including the Steam Deck. This is one thing that the Switch should have as an option as well. At least give us an option.
Can't use eGPUs on a Steam Deck though, because the USB-C port's not good enough.
True.
But yeah, I mean we've done loads of eGPU stuff. I built one, did a whole series on it. There's a whole playlist on the channel. But the Switch doesn't need it because it just ramps the clock speeds right up, like once it's docked.
Yeah.
So it kind of has its own eGPU if you want to look at it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, like I say, it's not an option for the Steam Deck because you get bottlenecking. It's not quick enough. What do you think the PS5 Pro will do to enhance the graphics of Halo Master Chief Collection? Do you think Halo 3 could look better than ever? It depends if they've optimized it for the PS5 Pro hardware and for PSSR. If it does, has Halo Master Chief been announced for PlayStation? I didn't realise.
I don't know if it has. This is news to me. I'm just trying to think. Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Not entirely sure.
Yeah. It might just be me, but I've got a feeling that the themes are finally viable thanks to Switch 2's increased performance capability, especially with having 3 gigabytes of reserve RAM for operating system.
Yeah. Yes. I really hope we get proper themes. I'm done with just dark mode on Switch. Like there's not even any text or anything on the background. Like do you know what I mean? There's no texture. It's just bleh. And
what do you think the new eShop's going to be?
Working.
Working. I think the new eShop will be working.
Hopefully.
Even that's not guaranteed.
No, well, it should be with 3 gig of RAM to the OS. Like,
yeah, and 2 CPU cores available.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Can we talk about Switch 2 units being seen in the wild?
Yes. Yeah, that's on our list. Sorry, I get sucked into trying to read chat as it's like going.
I know it's on our list. It's actually next on our list. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah. Good, yeah. I thought so. I like
that. I'm sure those of you that are hotly anticipating the Switch 2 will have seen on Twitter and on Reddit, and some people resharing it on YouTube. Some Switch 2 units being out in the wild and people unboxing them. There's one channel on YouTube, just some dude, not like a channel, just some guy, got the Switch 2, unboxed it,
and then got ninja'd down.
Got Nintendo ninja'd. Emmys abseiled down his building, broke him through his window, and dreaded him.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So he got a copyright strike, and the video got taken down. Now, isn't that weird? A copyright strike. There's nothing copyright that he did there.
Yeah, it's just early.
It's just early. So that's wild.
That's mad, isn't it? Yeah, but they equally, I suppose, they shouldn't have them. So maybe there's some sort of... I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
No.
It doesn't make any sense.
There's some weird things happening with this launch that really kind of shine a light on how powerful Nintendo are. It's bits that I dislike about them. That's one of them. Like they're shutting people's channels down for sharing early unboxings. Now, how this person got the unit could be up for question. Maybe it was stolen. Maybe it wasn't. The legalities of that are interesting. But the fact that they can contact YouTube and get a copyright strike put through for something that doesn't actually sit in copyright at all.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
The other one is there was reports in Japan that they've arranged with certain like second-hand retailers about banning the sale of Switch 2 units
like
for
resales of them,
to stop scalping, as they put it.
Yeah, I saw that.
That would be the same as like if like contacting eBay and saying, can you not sell this, any listings of this unit, ban them.
Mad,
even to the point where some of the retailers in Japan have agreed to postpone or strike off people's accounts entirely, like suspend them from the platform.
It's just mad. Yeah, mad.
Like the reach, it feels like an overreach, if anything.
Well, there's loads of them on Twitter, isn't there? As Alistair said, there was another guy in Russia that has it. I've seen all those videos and photos and stuff.
Yeah.
There's loads of people online that are doing it. It's crazy.
It's crazy because it's free marketing.
Yeah.
Nintendo Ninja.
Or I like Will. Would love a waifu game filter in the eShop. Now, is that to filter them out or just to filter so you only see those?
I mean, there needs to be a few filters on there.
Yeah.
Waifu is definitely one of them.
Mhm.
Medieval farm simulators.
Yes. Yeah.
Every
Do you remember
direct.
that direct that was just farm
It
simulators?
was just farm.
Literally, there was nothing
That would
else
have been
on
a couple of years ago when we used to stream when they happened.
Yeah.
Or
Nobody
record-
watched.
Nobody watched.
Because no one cared.
And it was just all.
It was-
and we were like faking interest.
Yeah,
like,
oh,
I've not heard of this one.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How robust do you think third-party library Switch 2 games will be? Do you think we'll get games like GTA 6
Wow.
on there? As good as PS5 on go? No, it won't be as good as PS5.
No.
Definitely not.
I don't know if we'll get GTA 6.
It's a really tricky
It's going to be PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, they don't even treat PC right. Come on, like Rockstar, you suck. Like for a start, you've spent how long? 105 years making GTA 6, and you won't even release it on PC day one.
Yeah.
You're going to make everyone buy it on console, wait 12 to 18 months, and then rebuy it on PC. I don't think we see it on Switch 2. I mean, there is a possibility, but it would be a very like dumbed down version. But I don't know. It's hard to say, isn't it? It is really hard to say, but my instinct would say no to GTA 6 on Switch 2.
Just the demanding nature of it, the performance and demanding nature. It looks like it might be a struggle. But if you'd asked me 6 months ago about Cyberpunk on the Switch 2, I would have said we wouldn't see it.
Yeah,
Even,
I mean,
I know that's a PS4 game technically.
yeah.
But like every piece of hardware that's touched it has struggled until
Yeah.
very recently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, they obviously it's not a good look for it because it was at launch. But at launch, CD Projekt Red weren't even giving keys for the PS4 and
Yeah,
Xbox
yeah.
One because it was so broken. And even now, when you look at the Switch 2 version compared to like PS4, it's night and day. It's crazy. Like it is crazy. But I don't know.
Captain Chats has gifted 5 memberships. What a lovely
Thank you so much.
pre-Switch 2 gift for people.
Yes.
Stuart Chadwick says, with companies sharing exclusives these days, do we think we'll ever see PlayStation games like Spider-Man or God of War on Switch 2?
Did we discuss this? I feel like we were talking about this. It might have been off camera.
We have so many conversations about
But
games. I don't know.
Yeah, that's so true. Because we pretty much talk like this even when we're not filming.
This is all we do.
This is all we do. So I think if Sony were to actually lighten up a little bit,
Yeah.
they would fly
Yes.
with sales
Yeah.
if they open the doors and put
You imagine
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
on
back
Switch
Switch 2.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know, because Spider-Man used to be on
And
Nintendo
I think about
games.
those like Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, some amazing
Yeah,
games.
God of War, like Stuart
Oh,
Chadwick
yeah.
said. Also, Stuart Chadwick also said before that comment, firstly, I love the channel. I found you 2 months ago and watch every video.
That was half because I'm holding this up.
He's throwing gang signs. I'm throwing the love. There we go.
I think we will. They already have the Horizon game right. They've got the Horizon Lego game.
Yes, and that's that. We have talked about
Yeah.
this. I remember this in one of our many podcasts. I swear we brought this up.
I don't
I swear we did.
Yeah.
Because I used that as my segue into it, saying that Lego Horizon is on Switch. So that is surely a bit of a test. They could bring over Horizon Zero West Dawn.
We did talk about this because
something.
my head just went to the same place.
and then
Astrobot.
well, yeah, because you brought that up as a joke, but I was like, it would be really good on Switch. You know, so
Yeah.
I think that Sony should really lighten up and stop taking themselves so seriously and let Nintendo have some games.
Have the timed exclusives.
Yeah.
I totally get it because that's Sony's
Oh,
thing.
absolutely. Yeah.
Get it.
But stuff like Spider-Man,
It's been out for
it's been out
ages.
for like what, like 8 years or something? Like,
Which one?
just-
Spider-Man 2?
no, number one,
Oh, right,
not
yeah.
two.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
really recent.
Well, it's still like 18 months. It's on PC now. And I think like if it's on PC, then it might as well be on Nintendo as well.
If it's on anything, it might as well just be on Switch.
Might as well
too.
be on
Yeah.
Switch 2. Reese Jones sold his Steam Deck OLED for the Switch 2.
Wow.
Roll on next week. 6 days, baby.
Yeah.
6 days.
Yes.
Yes. On the Switch 2 units being in the wild and these unboxing videos and photos and stuff coming out, what's come out from that is really quite interesting is that people can't play them yet.
Yeah.
There's a day one patch.
I forgot we were still talking about that. Went off the rails a bit.
We're on topic. Don't worry. There's a structure to the show.
The Nintendo ninjas have locked them down, haven't they?
Yeah. And it's on the same thing with Nintendo's real overreaching.
Yeah.
So you can't even switch the unit on.
Can't even switch the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The Switch is switched off.
No, I like it.
Yeah, you can't even switch it on because it requires a day one download and update
Cool.
in order to play anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm really torn with this. Much like the contacting like the marketplaces to tell them not to allow reselling.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I hate scalpers, so
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
And it annoyed me when I think it was when the OLED came out because we were
Kevin
making
Kenson.
videos. I didn't want to say his name.
I said his name.
It annoyed me because he obviously got a off the back of a lorry version.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
2 weeks early or something.
Yeah. I saw him with a balaclava on the day before.
Just this bald head on the
Yeah,
back.
that was it. and I saw him, coming back with a Switch OLED, and I thought, where did he get that from?
Yeah, and so he was sharing all these videos, and maybe it's jealous because as another creator, I'm looking at it going, I'd quite like to make videos about this.
I'd like
now
a
as well.
stolen one, yeah.
And like Nintendo, Nintendo aren't even releasing press units of this.
Yeah, he was like a month early or something crazy. It was at least a couple of weeks, and those videos went into like the millions. But yeah, I think it's totally fair that they brick it before it comes out.
GVG did a video about it, did they? I love GVG.
Yes, yes, we
got
do.
a big shout out to
What
them.
did what about Kevin Kenson or about the Switch 2's?
Probably about the Switch 2.
yeah.
They do, like, they're on everything. They're really good. Ibrahim says, even though I love Nintendo, I think $80 games is crazy.
But there's only one,
There's only one.
and
$80
it's
game.
50% off if you buy it with the Switch. So
All right, I'm going to butcher your name, and I'm so sorry because you're a brand new member. Sartaj Singh
where am I seeing? Mine's delayed, I think.
joined membership. It's scrolled up a bit. We went past it,
Oh,
but I
right,
didn't want to
okay.
forget it. Thank you for joining the memberships. I'm sorry I butchered your name. Maybe I got it right. Who knows? Sony should follow their slogan, "Play has no limits," unless it's a PlayStation exclusive and they make loads of money from it.
Yes.
And their other slogan for the shareholders.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They do. Yeah. Yes.
Not been so hyped for a console since the GameCube, even though the original Switch didn't have me as excited. I'm with you, right? Because we talked about this in a recent episode. I think it was the last podcast we recorded, actually. It goes out next week.
Mm-hmm.
When the Switch launched, I dismissed it because of how I think a lot of us did in many ways that weren't like diehard Nintendo fans.
Right.
Because of how the Wii was perceived outside of Nintendo and the Wii U was received as well. I remember the Wii. I was really into gaming, but I was like pure PlayStation then.
Yeah.
And I saw the Wii, and all I saw was like the nunchucks and the motion controls and the fitness games.
And that didn't light you with joy.
And that was it. No, it didn't light me with joy.
Oh.
No, definitely not. Because
I
all
was
I saw
one of
was
the
like
kids like, I need that now.
all I saw was like Nintendo Fit and Brain Train and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I saw Switch Sports and went, yes. Sorry, Wii Sports.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that. So when the Switch came out, I ignored it because I just thought it's going to be another gimmicky thing like that.
Yeah.
And it was, I've said it in our video
yeah.
recently. It's only since it was only spending time with you that made me turn on to it.
I converted him into. He started out as a PlayStation guy. Can I just say this? Now I eventually got you into Xbox somehow, right? And now you're selling your PS5. You've bought a Switch 2, and you've been buying loads of games for it. I didn't even realize I've subliminally like converted you. I love
There was
it.
a brief moment where you got me into PC handhelds.
There was, yeah. That's true.
Yeah, you did.
I hadn't even realised that. Yeah,
Do you know, I can't remember the last time I turned my PlayStation on.
I know.
That's the really depressing thing. I was looking at it then. It's like you've gathered a lot.
You
of
remember how
dust.
upset you were when I sold my PS5?
Yeah, I was upset with you. I still haven't forgiven you, to be honest. And I'm going to sell mine. So
It's amazing.
Marcus O'Brien has joined the memberships as well. Marcus O'Brien, I'm sure
Welcome,
you've
welcome.
been watching videos for a long time. I recognise your name from like years back. It feels like. If I've mischaracterised you, I'm sorry, but
I like it.
yeah, thanks for being here. We love you.
I love you all.
His journey to the dark side is complete. It really is. yeah, it really is. Right. Okay.
I agree, Ibrahim.
I think Xbox is better if you don't have a gaming PC.
Yes.
100%.
That's
Yeah.
it's, but Xbox is basically in place of a gaming PC, isn't
It
it?
is, yeah.
And I think that's fine. Jan says, are themes behind a paywall? I
don't know yet.
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, when you look back at, let's say, the 3DS, a lot of themes were paid. you had to pay for those themes. There was a lot of free ones, but they were basic. And then if you really wanted like a specific game theme, you had to pay for it. So it wouldn't surprise me if they brought that back to make some more income, because they've been missing out on it the whole Switch time. Imagine how much money Nintendo would have made from 150 million plus system seller if they had paid themes on Switch 1. They would have made billions.
All they have to do is have a selection of free themes.
Yeah.
And then some premium
Yeah,
ones.
I just don't want
black
black
And I think everyone
anymore.
will be all right with that.
Yeah.
And occasionally when there's a big game coming out, you release a theme for it.
Give me a
and
Metroid Prime 4 theme.
Well,
yes.
There's the thing. Okay, so you have a Metroid Prime 4 theme, but you also have like 3 others that are paid. So
I think you should get one free when you buy the game. Yeah.
It's such an open goal. The fact they're not there on Switch 1 is
sad.
Yes, sad's a great. I was going to be more aggressive than that.
Get the pitchfork out.
You've got me.
Yeah.
Limited edition Switches with limited edition themes. 100% agree with that, Chan. Yeah. It would be amazing.
Stuart Chadwick said, "Can I ask which GameCube game you would like to see on Nintendo Switch Online?" For me, it's Star Fox Adventures. Amazing game. Well done.
No,
we love you.
Hold on.
We love you, Stuart Chadwick.
Stuart, are you just preaching to the choir here? Do you know that it's Andy's favourite game?
It's one of my favourites.
Just making him feel good.
Yes.
This feels like a setup.
Yes.
Is Stuart Chadwick actually your wife?
It's just me. I'm typing in chat right now as Stuart Chadwick.
Are you Stuart Chadwick?
I am, yeah.
Okay. About third-party games. I want to talk about Switch 1 compliance with Switch 2. We've just recorded a video which goes out next week. Monday next week, I think it is, or Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday, something like that. Yeah.
Some point.
I haven't edited it because we only filmed it today.
Because we just filmed it. And it's talking about our recommendations for Switch 1 games coming out to Switch 2. Obviously, there's a lot of first-party ones in there.
Yeah.
The majority of first-party games from Switch 1 are compliant with Switch 2. The ones that aren't are very clearly labelled on their website and stuff.
Yeah.
The Switch 1 games that are third-party that are compliant with Switch 2, there's their lesser number, but it's still the majority.
Yes.
So they've updated the data so certain games have been updated for compliance reasons and making it compliant with Switch 2. Nintendo have updated their data on third-party games from Switch 1 and Switch 2. And now 70% of third-party Nintendo Switch 1 games are compliant with Switch 2. It's over 15,000 titles in total.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
There's also some... So if you've got some obscure games, maybe from the filters that you use on the eShop for Hentai Medieval Farmer 7,
yes,
there's going to be some obscure games that won't be compliant. And so you want to check, and it's on the Nintendo website. There's like a whole blog article on it. But it looks like the majority of the third-party games are compliant. What's not compliant, though, is YouTube.
Yes.
This is interesting. The YouTube app isn't compliant. So Google are working on it. But it looks like we won't have a YouTube app available for launch day for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Just kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's odd. You know, to be fair, I wasn't expecting it. I don't know why. I wasn't expecting it for day one. But if Google are already looking into it, then I assume they'll fix that soon. You know, we do have a $10 question here.
Love it
From Cool Stuff. Thank you very
Cool
much.
Stuff.
Saying, wondering what your opinion is on the situation of Hori dropping the prices in some cases up to $30 lower than previously announced for some of the Switch 2 accessories. What? This is news to me. $30 less.
Cool Stuff. Can I ask you to come and help us write the stories for the news video so that because we missed this one.
What stuff up to $30 less?
Let me just have a look on the Hori
I thought
website.
their stuff was reasonably priced anyway.
It was, yeah.
Like the camera's $35 or £35 versus the like Switch one at like $50.
Wow, Hori have got a European store now.
Is this like from Hori or like resellers like just dropping the prices?
The thing is, I'm on Hori UK.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
They've got Hori Europe. Let's just have a look. Nintendo Switch 2 accessories. Why are you not pricing it? I'm not going to look at the Prana. No
Whilst you're
prices
doing
on
that,
the UK.
Maisie says, give us Phantasy Star Online on GameCube. Yes. I used to love Phantasy Star Online. I used to play that, but just by myself.
Anyway, on their UK site, I can't see anything basically. Not even
Yeah,
any
this is
prices.
news to us.
Yeah.
I've not heard that
That's
they
exciting.
were dropping prices. Yeah, that's a good thing. I would expect it to be raising in price, not lowering.
Beautiful Joe as a suggestion for games. We were talking about that recently.
Yeah,
It's a great game.
we did a video, didn't we?
Yeah.
What GameCube games we want on Switch.
And as to Rickman says, Tick mentions Star Fox.
Yes.
My guy Despo's joined the members as
I
well.
honestly really hope they bring Star Fox Adventures. Really hope. I'm pretty want it a rare game.
Star Fox Adventures? Yeah.
So that's Microsoft now.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So
Oh, weird.
it could come back because Banjo's on Switch 1 N64.
Yep.
So there's nothing stopping them
Well,
allowing
maybe
Star
we'll
Fox
see it in
Adventures.
the Summer Game Festival thing.
What if we saw it on Sunday?
Well, it wouldn't be weird.
I don't know. I just want Star Fox Adventures to get a second chance. I
Yeah.
want people to love it as much as me.
I just want to say welcome to the memberships for My Guy Despo.
Yay, welcome.
Aldi Cash Stack UK 5.1 headphone mode confirmed.
What are you seeing here?
5.1. Is the headphones 5.1 on Switch 2?
I don't know.
It better work via USB, says.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
I don't know why, but you've become my sleeping podcast. I wake up and it's 128 KB taking me back to sleep.
I like that.
Carl, that's lovely.
I'm glad.
Just listen to our dulcet tones.
Yes.
Relax.
It's because we're so incredibly boring. And you're like, you know what? Screw this.
Actually true.
I'm going back to sleep.
How do you feel about the Black Panther game getting cancelled? I hate it.
I didn't know that.
I'm like Ron Swanson with eggs for Marvel games. Give me all of them. I want a Marvel universe like
I didn't
yesterday.
know it was cancelled. I missed that.
Yeah, I missed that one as well.
Sad times.
Wow. Do you guys think Sea of Thieves could be a potential release for Switch 2? Yes.
Yeah, we'll see Sea of Thieves on Switch 2.
125,000%.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd love to download some videos on my Switch through YouTube Premium. I regularly juggle Switch gaming and vids on a flight. Yeah, so it's going to be a little while until you see the YouTube app available for Switch 2.
Yeah.
Seems like there's some kind of compatibility issue, like some of the third-party games. But it seems like the majority of all the main titles will be compliant. There's some that aren't, and they're working on it. Some I don't think they'll ever fix because they'll just be obscure indie medieval Farmer 29.
Yeah. There's going to be the odd one like Alan Wake, like one.
Alan Wake's a weird
because
one.
they've already said like that's
Yeah.
broken. They released a PDF, didn't they? I wonder if they've updated that to coincide with these new.
Yeah, that's what this is the updated date.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Because I know there was a bunch of games that previously weren't working.
They also shut down the developer of it. What's Gen Minx talking about?
No idea.
Tempurus. EA being EA. Yeah, Rare owned by Microsoft. Yeah, so outside of Switch 2, what's the biggest game you're waiting for? I'm hyped for Ghosts of Yeti.
Yes, that looks so good.
That looks sick, but whether I'll still have a PlayStation by then or not is another question.
I'll be having to wait for the PC launch in like 5 years. So
I'll wait for the Switch 2 version.
Yeah. I mean, it would be so cool if they released
Ghosts of Tsushima for
Switch 2. Like, that'd be so good.
Oh, wow. I've just unlocked something I didn't think about.
Yeah.
Ghosts of Tsushima and Stellar Blade.
Oh,
for
my
Switch 2
days,
would be...
Yeah, we definitely talked about all this
Yeah, we
stuff
did,
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
was saying I wanted Stellar Blade on Switch 2.
That would be, like, proper magical.
We got Porky in the house!
Crumbly Paw.
Oh, my God. Hello, boys. Didn't realise you were live. Yes, we are.
It's because he doesn't pay attention to
He
Discord
doesn't.
anymore.
No,
It's
he
like he doesn't love us. It's like, oh, whatever. All right, Pokemon Z and A.
Yes!
I want, by kind of a poll, not an actual poll, but you can do a poll if you want, but in chat, like, how many people are interested in Pokemon Z and A? Because we've got this kind of mixed feedback about this.
Yeah.
That obviously there was an announcement last week about the release day and a Pokemon Presents happening later in the year. You did a whole short
I've just
dedicated.
made a poll.
Oh, look at this! You did like a short dedicated video on it.
I
and
did that nobody watched.
Nobody watched it. I was like, oh,
Nobody cared.
maybe
I
nobody.
did a video and they don't care.
I do a video.
They're just here for you.
They're just here for me. Yeah,
that's
it's the
it.
good stuff. It's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know, like, are you interested in it? Do you care or not? It's like,
I care. That's why I made a video on it.
or maybe just YouTube just didn't show that video to anyone. It's possible.
Yeah.
It does that sometimes. But I don't know how I feel about Pokemon games in general. I've never spent a great deal of time in them.
Yeah, it's not been your thing, is it?
No.
I grew up with it, so.
And I think a lot of people
jam.
like you and like Ruben there says, you say Pokemon, I say, here's my money. And
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
like totally get it. Yeah. I think that. I thought that's how most people would be. And I thought I was in the minority of like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure about it, you know?
Oh, that's my one viewer here, Alistair. Thank you.
I watched it. Yeah. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
No, I definitely did.
I did really. Being mean to you.
It's only 3 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, I can give up 3 minutes to watch your video. God.
I tried to make it really short
I know.
so people would watch it, and nobody did. Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
No.
So it's got its release date. For those of you who didn't, which seems like most people, Pokemon Zen 8 got its release date October 16th.
It did.
For those of you who want to know, it's right before my birthday.
Yes, indeed.
2 days
So we're going
before.
to buy you Pokemon. It's going to be your first Pokemon game.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll
that'd be
play
good.
Pokemon for my birthday.
I like it. Yeah. It got prices as well. So there's going to be, they've already shown the box art, which looks really cool. Don't know about the slightly offset ZA logo. Like, it kind of makes me feel weird, but I like the box art.
It does feel weird,
Yeah. They're going to do a Switch 1 version with a paid upgrade to Switch 2. Or it will all be on the cartridge, so no game key.
Because it's a first party game.
First party game. And I think it's $10 more, but obviously it will include the upgrade for the Switch 2 version. But here in the UK, I think it's £60 for the Switch 2 version or $50 for the Switch 1 version.
Wow.
I think. I might be
Well
wrong.
priced.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah.
It looks like an expansive game.
Yeah.
For Pokemon, it looks particularly ambitious in what they've set
Yes.
out to do.
Thanks, Marcus.
What was Mike saying? I watched and commented. But yeah, it's coming out October 16th, £60. I imagine it'll be $60 as well then.
Yeah, I might be lying. It might be 70.
It might be 120, you just don't know.
No, the price was there. I just can't remember.
Like Tempura says, I want to replay Violet on Switch 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be playing Scarlet. Yeah.
Scarlet and Violet, yeah. I
Oh, no,
mean,
I've got Violet. Christina's got Scarlet. Yeah.
if you played it on Switch 1, you just had such a miserable experience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I stopped playing it. Yeah.
I don't like the Legends games. I like Arceus or ZD. I think Pokemon is perfect turn-based. That's weird because you really liked Arceus.
I loved
didn't you?
Arceus. Yeah, I really liked it because it was so fresh. And I think it was the emphasis on capturing the Pokemon and like the like prequel of Pokemon as such. I really enjoyed that. It was more relaxed. Do you know what I mean? Like I could just chill around, go and capture stuff.
In chat, what would you recommend as a good first Pokemon game for me to get into? Do I wait for ZNA to launch for my birthday and get that?
Wow.
Or do I jump? Do I get Scarlet or Violet from the
Wow.
previous one and get the
How many
upgrade?
people can you... I think it might be up to 4 players, Scarlet and Violet, you know, co-op.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to know. What's your recommendations?
We don't know yet enough about ZA. But we'll have to wait for the Pokemon Presents, which is July the 22nd, to find out more.
That was just, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be doing the co-op thing, which I really hope they do.
It was a cool thing.
It was a brilliant thing in Scarlet and Violet. It's the only one that's got it.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see. Thoughts on bottled water? Better than drinking pond water.
Bottled water.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't know. Is that like a reference to something I'm missing?
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
I was just thinking bottled water.
Go play Red and Blue on Game Boy first.
Yes.
Heart, Gold and Silver DS. Try Scarlet and Violet.
What about yellow?
Makes me bitter to Game Freak.
I had blue and yellow back in the day.
I like Pokemon so much, but it hurts when you play something like Zelda or Xenoblade. Imagine. Do you know what's interesting with what your point is there, Desbo? That I saw a side-by-side Switch 1, side-by-side, like the open world of Scarlet and Violet compared to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And it's just Game Freak just aren't trying at
Game
this
Freak
point.
only know how to make Game Boy games. That's it.
So I go back to that thing of like, I've said it before and you've disagreed with me, which is fine, but like, do they just go like isometric again? Just go like 2D
just
again?
fire them all and buy game developers. I think at Game Freak, they are probably all like really old. And they started making games when they were like 70 in the 90s. And now they're
like 100 now.
Yeah. And you know, you don't move with the times when you get really old.
Yeah,
so you
it's-
like fall behind.
Yeah.
It's like that. And they just don't know what they're doing.
So in that case, go back to isometric.
No. Get monoliths off. Get them to
I
make
get
it.
okay, but my argument is You can see some beautiful like
But
2D.
they've done that.
2D now.
They've remade some of those 2Ds Pokemons.
Then make the new ones like it.
No.
Like there's some beautiful RPGs that are made now.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I like that as spin-off, like remasters. Remaster the old games in that regard, fine. There's so many of them.
Yeah,
just do it, you know. But I want new ones. I love the ambition, like, and the strive for something like Scarlet and Violet. It's just they suck, like with the performance and stuff. You know, get someone that knows how to make a 3D game like Monolith Soft that make the Xenoblade games.
Maisie says release a Pokemon Classics collection on Switch 2. That's actually a really good shout. It's a really good shout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pokemon Go apparently is the one I should play.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
It's weird because that's come up in conversation twice today.
Yeah.
It's odd, isn't it?
Ibrahim says Game Freak suck. They don't try it. Yes, exactly. There you go.
Ken Sukamori
It's 59.
is 59.
Might as well be 100.
59. Poor guy. Oh dear. The current trend in Japan, this is from Wota Hack, current trend in Japan to have real-time battle RPGs, hence Expedition of 33, is doing great because most friends and me included hate how they changed from Final Fantasy games. I've lost the thread on that, to be honest. But I guess that's in reference to which Pokemon game and difference between Arceus and Scarlet and Violet and stuff, the Legends games.
Yeah, they are different. Yeah, for sure. The Arceus situation was very different. I like what Pork's saying.
What's Pork say?
Can we have a surprise visit from producer Pete? We haven't seen him in a while.
Producer Uncle Pete.
Oh yeah, producer Uncle Pete. He's currently locked up in the other room.
He is.
He is.
Who knows if he's okay or not? We haven't seen him.
No.
He didn't have lunch. So
No, he didn't,
might be starving,
actually.
you never know.
We did offer him a £3 protein bar from Sports Direct.
Basically says, I'm sad we lost turn-based Final Fantasy. Do you know, Expedition of 33 shows you certain things are still possible if to do well. It shows you that turn-based combat can still be good. It also shows you that world maps aren't dead.
Yeah, the
games.
overworld maps. Yeah.
So rather than open worlds being literally just like an open world and what you see is what you get.
Yeah, like
Like Ghost of Tsushima,
Yeah,
Red Dead,
yeah.
GTA.
Yeah.
What's beautiful in Expedition 33 is they've gone back to that world map idea that we used to see in like Final Fantasies and like RPGs of old.
Yeah.
Of like this, like you said, an overworld that you explore and it looks a bit different, and then you go into, and I would always call them dungeons, and that shows my kind of age for RPGs. But you go into an area. And
exactly. That's what I used to play on like Game Boy Advance, like those classic kind of RPG games like Golden Sun and stuff like that, you know, and those kind of things. Yeah, I get you.
But it shows you that certain elements are still possible.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are going to dislike either going to dislike the turns or dislike the parrying.
Yeah.
But you can't please everyone. I think
not.
if you can get over one of those elements, if you dislike one or the other. Personally, I disliked parrying before.
Yeah.
And I was all right with turn-based.
Yes.
But I got over it. By the time I got into the game, I got over it and started to really enjoy it.
I think I know it's going to upset diehards like Maisie that want it old school.
Yeah.
But I think it opens the door to turn-based for people that like action-based.
Yes.
I like action RPG kind of things.
It gives you something to do
something to do
on their turn.
Yeah. So it should have the option. You should be able to turn it off if you want like old school style. But if you want that, then you should be able to use it. Angel Page says when I was dissing Game Freak, it isn't the priority of developers to chase fidelity. I wouldn't call it a lack of effort. Most people are fine with that and backed up by the sales data. Number one, I would say Pokemon's going to sell no matter what it is, regardless, as we've seen with Scarlet and Violet, because that runs like absolute rubbish. And it's not about chasing fidelity. It's more of having a stable game.
Stability.
Because, like the frame rate is absolutely awful. It is not optimized whatsoever. And it just seems like a cop-out from one of the biggest developers on the planet that has literally endless cash, and you make what looks like a college-based game. Yes, it's going to... it's going to sell.
College-based
No, but you think how much Game Freak are worth, and the Pokemon franchise
I know.
is one of the most lucrative things on the planet.
Yeah, it is.
So for them to put out something that is so unbelievably subpar.
And that's side by side
Like-
with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
on, like, the open
exactly.
world
That's,
bike,
that's what I'm
like,
talking about. Like,
Yeah.
what you know, like, and it's not me being like aggressive. I buy every Pokemon game, and I'll play them and I enjoy them. I love Scarlet and Violet, but I'd love, and this is what I think we'll see just from the sheer power of the Switch 2, because we're getting these free upgrades and stuff. We'll actually be able to play these games now.
Yeah.
You know. But it just frustrates me that company has so much money and yet they don't bother to make it better.
All right, Crumbly Pork is an absolute living legend. He has contributed towards my birthday Pokemon game.
I like that. Pork, my birthday's in July.
Shh, come on.
So mine's first.
No. Thank you so much. And I just want to say, so far the poll is going swimmingly. Pokemon Z and A ? Yes and no, or yes and nah, as you put it.
Yeah, but not.
So far, 59% of people are like yes. So
Yeah.
it's actually a lot more split than I thought it was going to be.
I need to put up another poll. How many of you 59 people that like Pokemon watched my video about Pokemon the other day?
Well, 106 people voted, 59. So it's about right.
Yeah.
Still can't decide whether I want Civilization or not on Switch. Do you know what? I'm so glad you've written this because I was thinking about this morning. Civilization or not on Switch 2, need to get hands-on with the mouse controls first. I honestly,
Yeah.
it's a real kind of like dark secret of mine. I really love Civilization
I know,
games.
you brought it up with me and I remember you apologising before you told me.
I'm so sorry.
There's nothing wrong with
I love strategy games.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with those. It's just not my jam.
And Soshi X says, I need to get hands-on with the mouse controls first. I have
Yeah.
to say, from being privileged enough to have tried them,
Yeah.
they're amazing.
Mouse mode is actually really good.
Like I
Like,
thought it was going to be
really
a gimmick. I thought it was going to be a rubbish gimmick.
Yeah.
Turns out it's incredible.
It's great. I cannot wait to play first-person shooters like Metroid and stuff.
Yeah.
Having left hand for moving around and then right hand
really
mouse. But for stuff like Civ,
Civ, it's
it's
going to be amazing.
perfect. Yeah.
So much better. I love Civ, but I had Civ 2 on PC back in the day,
Oh yeah.
and then played it again on I think it was PlayStation 1 or something. But I've
Yeah.
had every one since on PlayStation. And using a controller sucks. It just does. It's just it's slow and moving around. It's not great. Mouse mode's going to be incredible for that. 7 is very different from all the past ones. It does not reward turtling.
I don't know what turtling is, but it sounds cool. I like that.
7 is what's turtling?
I've no idea.
Turtling. I know. Turtling, I think, is when you get 3 units and combine them into one army.
And it turns into a turtle.
Well, like they're getting in their shell.
Yeah.
You know. Andy, get yourself from Mayo Chicken from McDonald's.
Thanks, Paul. Love you. Oh, I love it.
That's fantastic.
Brilliant. I'll tell you what, Pork. I'll open up my Switch 2 and brick it for you.
Or for those who
Shots
don't know,
fired.
Crumbly Pork is long-time member of the channel.
Don't. You're going to
Lovely
make me
guy.
feel bad.
Okay, he joined our journey when the Ally X was released, and Andy obviously got the Ally X and did a bunch of videos right at the start, and then one
Yeah.
of them
What's called How to Brick Your Ally X.
was how to upgrade the internal storage of your Ally
something
X.
like that, yeah.
And it was a tutorial, and it's very delicate, so
Yeah.
you have to prise it apart with spudging, undo screws, take off ribbon cables, and it very delicately take off the battery cable and stuff. It was a very detailed technical tutorial that I daren't follow myself,
Yeah.
and I sit next to you a lot of the time. And Pork obviously picked up an Ally X day one, followed the tutorial, managed to brick his Ally X in doing it.
Broke the battery connector from the cable. Yeah.
Put it back together because it's dead now, and sent it back off to Asus, and they offered him. I mean, thankfully, they offered him a 50% refund.
Yeah, but that's still savage.
So then he ended up having to buy another Ally X.
Yeah.
If this is on your TV, Pork, I'm really sorry that your wife might be watching and you've just got in trouble.
I hope that's not the case. That's on you, not me.
Sorry to do with me. Turtling is playing defensively and doing very little defense. Oh, yeah, I never do that. I'm too impatient.
I don't know, but I like the sound of turtling.
I thought
Sounds
turtling's
good.
when you combine units into armies, and I was like, oh, yeah, well, the perk's much less.
Reminds me of when I was a child and I'd dress up as like one of the Ninja Turtles. That's what turtling is for me. Bit of pizza.
Do you know what I did play on Game Pass, talking
What's-
of Turtles?
what's
I
that?
played on one of the Turtle games on there.
Oh, wow.
One of the 2D smashers.
Oh, I love those.
There's like thousands of them. I
Yeah,
don't know why
yeah,
there's so many.
Yeah,
It was fun for about 5 minutes.
they are. Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, just Streets of Rage clones, aren't they?
Turtling is when you need the toilet. No?
I thought Turtling was in the edge of a number 2. That is one. Yeah, that is one situation, Jan. And Marcus, yeah, you are right. But in terms of Civ, the game is where the Turtling thing was being directed.
All right, I'm going to change the subject. I'm going to end that poll now as 59% of people are interested in Pokemon Zen
Good.
out of 130 voted.
I'm glad.
And 41. Oh, it's just changed. Oh,
it's got to 60%. Hey!
Get your final votes in quickly because I'm going to end it. 60%, 60-40, ending that one.
I like
now.
being able to make polls from this.
Can you make another poll for me?
Yeah.
What Pokemon game should AJ buy first
For
Switch 2?
Why is it not typing? Hang on.
My guy Despo says he bricked his ROG ally due to lack of popular demand. That is literally what happened. Okay. Whilst Andy's making that poll for what Pokemon game should I get, and I need your guidance, you beautiful people. I'm going to use Pork's channel super chat thingy. There are now officially 3 types of game carts available for Nintendo Switch 2, just to make sure it's super confusing. And to add to the confusion, they all look exactly the same, much like the Switch 2 retail box and the Switch 1 retail box.
What
looks
were you
exactly
talking about?
the same. Switch 2 cartridges.
Oh,
There's
okay.
3 of them.
Okay, yes. Can we talk about the boxes first?
Yeah, the Switch 2 and the Switch 1 box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How hideous is the Switch 2 box?
It's disgusting.
It's horrible because they've slapped all the freaking T's and C's on the front. What are you doing?
I know.
The only one that I've seen that looks nice is the Cyberpunk one. And I've only seen that from what they've shared
I've not seen that.
on Twitter, where it looks like a real photo of one.
Oh,
and it's not got all the jank all over it. I don't mind.
don't know why. It looks like a cigarette box or something. It's just like, why
It's
is all that
loads of
information?
stuff all
Yeah.
over it. I don't mind the big forehead at the top that's all red and says Switch 2. I don't mind that. But don't kill the box art with all this rubbish on the front.
What you can't.
What are you doing?
You will have seen it in some of Andy's videos when he shows different parts of his room. He's got all his boxes that he keeps.
The Nintendo warehouse behind me. Yeah.
Andy's Nintendo Warehouse, which is an amazing name for your future shop, by the way.
That's it. Yeah.
Andy's Nintendo Warehouse. The same behind me here. I've got.
Yeah, you've got
retail.
loads of PlayStation. Oh, stuff. Yeah, and all the retail boxes.
All the retail
yeah,
packaging.
Yeah.
I love to keep it. I think we all do.
I do,
Even if
yeah.
it's in your loft, I think we've all kept our console boxes and there's something special about it.
Yeah.
Destroying it with jank all over the front is disgusting.
Don't. Yeah, it's horrible.
I'm trying to look behind me now to see if there's any that do it. Like that Switch box is beautiful.
Yeah. But you look at the Switch games, you haven't got any here, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Dread. So Dread right there behind me, I don't know if you'll see it on the camera. There's nothing on it. The only thing there is the PEGI rating, right? But on Switch 2, the whole of the bottom third is just full of rubbish.
And if it's a game key card,
then you got even more.
Even more. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Sorry, I had to sidetrack.
No, it's absolutely fine. There's 3 types of cartridges now for Switch 2.
Are they different flavors?
They're all the same color.
No, I mean flavors.
Oh, when you no, they all taste. They all still taste disgusting.
Oh, all right. I thought they were maybe different levels of disgusting.
Talking of disgusting, did you ever put a 9-volt battery on your tongue?
It's so random.
Well, did Switch cartridges had that taste?
Right.
But they gave you an electric shock. Was
I was going to say, you didn't get zapped by these.
No,
do
yeah,
you?
it just hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy's Nintendo Shrine. Yeah, if you ever go to his house, it absolutely is. And when you go to stay there, it's also his spare room, so you sleep in the shrine. I woke up in a Nintendo Shrine.
Oh,
it's weird. What was even weirder was you staring at me the whole night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That wasn't my dog dribbling on your feet.
Right. There's 3 types of Switch cartridge for the Switch.
There is, yes. Let me guess. Random numbers and letters.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did I guess?
What's going to be a real problem in this generation? The boxes are fine because it tells you what's going on. Unfortunately, it tells you all over the front, so it ruins the cover art.
Yes.
But it does tell you on the front what it is.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So if it's a key card, it tells you all over the front.
Yeah.
Like big white text. If you lose the case, and I've seen plenty of people do this because they quite often put the cartridges in a folder.
Yeah.
and they lose the cases, or you see them for sale and it's just a cartridge on its own,
Yeah, I've got
like a binder.
yeah, I got a thing with like 150 slots or whatever that are all in, and you
Yeah.
can't see what game it is because it's a silly like little thing that covers the box.
Yeah, yeah.
Stupid.
There's the cartridges themselves look almost identical, like identical, barring like the code that's at the bottom.
Yeah.
So there's 3 codes that come with these 3
Yes.
cartridges.
Yeah, yeah. The starting
Starting
letters
of
the code. Yeah, yeah.
Ugh. So the 3 types of cartridges you've got a game that works on Switch 1 and Switch 2, but it's in a Switch 2 case. So think about that for a minute.
So the first one,
So
it
it will
works
be backwards compatible.
Yes,
that
so
game?
I've seen one of the games already. People being able to play a Switch 2 game on Switch 1.
Yep.
Because they got it early, and it's and it will just when you put that into a Switch 2, it will just download the Switch 2 patch. Yes.
Yeah. The second is a game that works on Switch 2 only,
Yes.
and the third is the game key cards.
And that will just trigger a download from the Nintendo eShop.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Yes. So there's 3 types.
Nothing actually on that.
I
card
wasn't
apart from the serial number.
expecting just a Switch 1 version. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like I wasn't expecting one to work on the Switch 1 at all.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. It's weird.
So, yeah, 3 types, 3 kind of confusing things. We're just getting all these little bits of information now, and it's very hard to distinguish if you lose the case. So don't lose the case, everybody.
Yes, indeed.
It-
I'm sorry, just quickly. I can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry.
How Moraes?
Yeah, is that how you... There you go. I just said it perfectly. I'm glad.
I made it up. It's probably wrong.
Yeah, I understand the hate of people hating on GameCube cards. I'm fine with GameCube cards. I've just bought a bunch. You know, like the only thing I wish is that when you put it in the Switch 2, it would give you like a 2-week grace period for the license.
So you could take the card
So
out.
you could take the cart
Yeah.
out and just leave it out, and then after like 2 weeks, it would say, "Can you pop it back in just to make sure you've still got it?" You know,
Undoubtedly, it's a grotty compromise. Like, you're either embracing digital and you're fine with the lack of physical ownership,
yeah,
or you're all physical. The game key card is a grotty compromise. It's better than the code in the box by a million miles.
yeah. It's a way of keeping physicals alive,
Yeah.
and being able to resell your games.
Exactly.
It's
that.
much better than the code in the box.
Much better, but it's less than perfect.
It's less than perfect, yeah, of course, but it's what we've got. So yeah, there we go.
Temperis has to go.
Exactly.
Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thanks, Temperis. Big love. Maisie, yeah, exactly. I mean, the vast majority of PlayStation 5 discs require most of the game to be downloaded. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Will a Switch 2 cart work on a Switch 1? Crumply Podcast.
Yes, we were
Some.
just talking about that. So
Yeah.
some games, if it's got a certain preface, like at the start of the serial number or whatever it is, LN, then it will work, even though it says Switch 2 on the cartridge. It
Yeah.
will actually play on the Switch 1 because it is just a Switch 1 version that will trigger a Switch 2 update from the eShop.
Yes.
Yes.
So it'll quite often be called the Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Yes. Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we get to the headline?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I
Yes.
think we're about an hour and a half into this video,
Wow.
and I've not addressed the main story yet.
No, of course not. We saved that till last.
Right. Woo! What was the title of this video?
I don't know, but I remember putting stonks in the thumbnail.
There was stonks. Okay. Nintendo can or could
Yes, I remember now. Yeah.
be able to free up more performance for
Wow.
Switch 2 games as this console
Yeah.
progresses.
We saw that with the Switch 1.
We did see that with the Switch 1,
Yeah.
which is where this story comes from. And leaker Matt again has kind of put this story together from kind of different reports about what Nintendo are actively aiming for right now. Now, specifically, this is talking about the operating system. You're the leaker.
I'm the leaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was thumbs up into Maisie there in chat.
Specifically, this is referring to the operating system, where we got the reports last week about roughly what the operating system size will be, how much RAM it will take up, and how many CPU cores it's going to need to run it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so you're getting a 2-core CPU need for it. And what was the RAM need? Was it? I want to say it was 3 gig.
It's 3 gig. 3 gig for the Switch 2. Yes. Because it's got 12 gig, which was
Yes.
going to leave 9 gig
9
to...
gig for the
Yeah.
game, yeah.
Yeah.
And the size of it is 2.4 gigabytes, which is way smaller than we thought it was going to be
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
We were estimating it around 20, weren't we? Because of game chat and stuff. Do you remember we were like, Oh, 10% won't be usable because of the operating system.
Oh, sorry, we're talking about the SSD space.
The storage,
Yeah, okay, it's only 6 gig.
6 gig.
Yeah, that just came out. Sorry. I was confused. I thought we were talking about the RAM.
RAM. We did.
Right.
And we moved on.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so yeah, the actual internal storage space is 256 gig.
Yeah.
We were saying it'd be around 10%, just to, cover
It's
yourself.
normal.
Yeah. But it's come out that it's only 6 gig missing from the actual usable space. So that's really good.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Yeah.
So already Nintendo are aiming to reduce the operating system load to 2 gig and 1 CPU core.
Yeah.
That's their target straight away.
Yeah.
So they want to make that extra, specifically CPU core, available to developers for the game performance usage straight away. So it looks like already, even before the Switch 2 is launched, Nintendo are aiming to increase its performance for game developers in the very near future, which is kind of mental. We've not seen any CPU bottlenecking or anything yet.
Well, it's not even released yet, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they did it the Switch one. I mean, maybe they can optimize it that much. What I don't want them to do is hinder system values. Do you know what I mean? Like Daniel was saying here, I think it's less like we'll see the change amount of the RAM reserved because it's needed for game chat, which runs at 6 FPS. Expect they'll focus on improving that first. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm more than happy for them to try and pull back resources for devs, because obviously ultimately I want games to run better. But if it means that the eShop suffers massively and the game chat feature gets impacted, then it's kind of, is it worth it? I don't know. There seems to be plenty of resource available to game devs right now. Obviously, the more we can claw back, the better.
Yes.
And I want them to be able to optimize it for sure.
Otherwise, we'll end up, as Crumbly Pork says, with the Nintendo eGPU.
Yes.
Recommended retail price £3,000.
That's it, yes.
Ibrahim says, I refuse to buy games on Switch 2 unless it's at least 720p 60. Well, you're in luck, because it definitely is.
Yeah, unless they're on about native.
Well,
it doesn't really matter, to be perfectly honest, because DLSS is so good.
No, I was just going to say, so what console would you buy then?
Yeah, I mean...
Native.
No, okay. But it depends on the base resolution upscale, doesn't it? Because even PS5 is upscaling.
Yes, yeah.
PS5 Pro is certainly upscaling.
Yeah, horrendously.
But, I don't know. I don't think it really matters. Everyone fights for raster performance, but I don't think it matters because no console does. The only raster you're getting is when you're spending $2,000 plus on a PC.
And I think there's a lot of kind of miscommunication between raster performance and frame, what's the natural frame rates? Because having a really stable base frame rate is really important.
Yeah.
If you were then considering having some kind of frame gen on top of it, having a strong and consistently high base frame rate is really important for that to feel nice.
Yeah.
But that's different from what the actual visual image looks like.
Yes.
Where you can get away with having, especially with DLSS, how good it is at upscaling. Yeah. You can get away with having a much lower base resolution.
Yeah. Abraham says Cyberpunk 77 is 720p 40 FPS. Yeah, that's handheld. So there's two modes. You've got the handheld 720p 40 FPS or 1080p 30. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they're both going to be DLSS upscaled. And then docked is 1080p 30 or 1080p 40. So I'm intrigued to see the difference there.
I want to address what Pork's saying here because it's really important.
Where is he?
Let's just hope that when COD comes to Switch, it doesn't need 132 gigabyte every 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're going to have to optimize that, man. It needs to be 40 gig, not 280.
I don't know. It must be one of the worst engines ever made, that the framework for that game, because it's so poorly optimized.
It's bad, isn't it?
I think it's horrific.
I think it's still running on the original Call of Duty code from the 90s.
I think there's an element of truth to that joke. Yeah. I genuinely believe that.
It's like Windows XP, just never died.
Yeah. If you've ever, we have, obviously we make our thumbnails in Photoshop. Yeah. It's a weird story time, but it'll make sense in a minute. And the more you add to a Photoshop file over time,
the bigger it gets.
because it saves the images and text and stuff inside it, so you can delete it off your hard drive, but that image is still there.
Yeah.
And we had one that we made the same thumbnail in, like for like 2 years, and we'd share it between us. And I'll make this week's thumbnail, delete stuff, send it to you. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, massive, yeah.
And at the end, it's like 60 gig
Yeah.
for a Photoshop
Like,
file.
Just insanely big.
I think Call of Duty's like that.
Yeah,
it just keeps getting built upon.
It is, yeah, it is.
And it does need updating every 5 seconds because they keep doing seasons. I wish they would stop.
You know what I really like? Is when Call of Duty updates and then you launch it and it goes, update requires restart. You've just updated.
No, I know.
I haven't even launched you since the update.
Update
what
requires
are you doing?
restart. Surely you closed down to updates.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
how things work.
You can't update it whilst it's running. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, annoying.
And because I only play that game, I'm sure like most people like Pork I know, it's like every couple of weeks I'll turn that on and go, I'll play a bit of Call of Duty, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Every time it's update. I mean, at least on the Series X it updates passively. Like it does it in the background.
Yeah.
But if you've got a Series S or like a PC handheld, or if it does come to Switch, then it's going to be updating all the time. How they get the file size of that game down.
Yeah.
In truth, it needs to be similar size to Cyberpunk. It needs to be a 60 gig game.
It needs to be like 50, 60 gig, yeah.
It cannot be the size it is now. It cannot be like a 130 gig game.
Yeah.
Because it'll be half your hard drive,
Yeah.
one game.
Yeah.
And then, it needs a 20 gig update. Like, well,
Yep. The person of which I said the name perfectly of earlier.
Howie Morales.
Yeah, that.
I make it up.
I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher your name by saying it. Said, see, Cyberpunk's only 720p on handheld. No, they do. There's a 1080p,
There's a 1080p mode.
30 mode.
Yep.
And then there's a 720p 40 mode handheld. Obviously, that's not native. That will be upscaled.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And what a wonder there is to get that game looking so good.
Yeah, I can't wait.
720p 40 FPS. Like,
yeah.
we're talking about on a Nintendo that's thinner than my MacBook.
It's tiny on a little APU. Yeah. 10 watt.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
It's insanity what we're talking about here. Hopefully Game Share encourages game chat as it works via that. Nice to see Fast Fusion utilizing that feature. I'll still only use voice. Yeah. I think game chat's actually going to be quite good. When they announced it, I was like, I kind of glazed over. I was a bit like, another Nintendo gimmick. The more time I thought about it, it's like, it's just Discord.
It's cool. I like it.
Cool.
We're going to test it out straight away, hopefully. So,
and the speech to text feature's really cool.
Yeah.
If you've not got headphones on, you're not being able to listen, or you've got hard of hearing or something.
Yes.
It's really cool. And the other way around, you can do text to speech.
Yeah. Can we have Snoop Dogg reading it out?
Yes.
Or Mario.
That's Tommy.
Or Luigi. Mama Mario.
That was good. When do we think COD will be coming to the Switch? Maybe an announcement at the Xbox Showcase next week.
Yeah, maybe, yes.
I just think
they've been saying it's coming for a while.
The timing of that Xbox Showcase is so interesting. It falls literally
3 days after the launch of Switch 2.
Like literally bang on the same week.
Yeah.
It kind of feels ready-made for them.
Sunday.
Why is it Sunday? I don't know.
Yeah.
The other thing is, it could be. Is this the summer showcase? This one, is that what it's called? Summer Game Fest, they call it something like that.
I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head.
It could be that they wait until like whenever that is in August, September time, but I'm not sure. Not sure how well Fast Fusion will perform streamed though, but cool for many title features. Yeah. I just think I'm just really looking forward to Fast Fusion in general.
I am as well, yeah. I'm looking
thing.
forward to Fast Fusion. I'm going to get that day one for sure.
If COD came to Switch, I reckon they'd follow Nintendo and charge £80 for it because of the hours and entertainment you'd get from it.
Yeah, I can.
Well, okay.
It's going to be the same price as is on PlayStation, isn't it?
There's some, yes, it'll be the same price as PlayStation. There's a bit of misinformation about this. The Mario Kart, what's important to remember, the Mario Kart World being £80 is not the time you get in it, it's the time they spent on it.
Yeah. They've been making it for like 8 years, hasn't it?
8 years that's been in development. It was supposed to be a Switch 1 game originally.
Yeah.
It's been that long in development.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just think they have to. I don't know how they would make a game like that without charging that much.
Yeah.
It's a £10 increase.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even, is it?
Yeah.
Not even.
No.
So it's not full £80 here.
No, it's 75 here in the
75.
UK, yeah, which is $80, I guess.
Yeah, so it sucks that everything gets expensive, but everything just is expensive. And I honestly believe £80 or £75 games as actually is going to be a drop in the ocean to what we're going to see later on from the other manufacturers.
Yeah.
When we see GTA 6 nailed on, that's over £100. When we see the PS6 and the next generation Xbox, you know the PS6 is going to be like £700 because the PS5 Pro is
going to be expensive. Yeah,
the Nintendo's going to look like crazy value in a minute, and we're all going to wonder.
I think it would just be in line. Yeah,
it was all the same price as Nintendo.
Yeah, we just got to wait and see, haven't we?
Yeah,
but everything gets more expensive, which sucks.
The Summer Game Fest is done by Jeff Keighley.
Yes,
okay,
it is.
that's
Yeah.
All right.
But don't they call it something else? No, I am just thinking of the Summer Games Fest. Yeah, no, I am. Yeah, Game Pass is savior. Yeah, Game Pass is great. I wish Game Pass came to Switch too. That would make my life, but it'll never happen.
Ibrahim says, since I've already got my ROG Ally X, I don't want to get Cyberpunk 77 on Switch. I understand that. Because the ROG Ally X gets 80 FPS and 900p native with FSR 4, 3 frame gen on high def, so I won't get CP77 on Switch 2.
FSR 3, yeah.
Yeah. If you've got an Ally X...
Yeah, you don't need to buy the third-party stuff that you already have.
Yeah.
For sure.
Especially if you're just looking for a handheld experience.
I am intrigued to see the comparison. I'll do that comparison just to see how it stacks up. Because obviously when you're on the Ally X, you'll be using a lot more than 10 watts.
Right. As we get near the end, Pork has just pointed out, I forgot about a poll, and he says, let's go Pikachu Bean, poll top option is brilliant. The 128 KB community has just trolled AJ.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's what? Did you put that in there for a stupid one?
No. I've got Let's Go Eevee.
The way you said no makes you think it's yes.
I'm going to give you Let's Go Eevee, and you're going to have to play the whole game. You know that you play it with a Pokeball, right? As a controller. So I'll lend you my Pokeball controller.
You don't have to,
I do.
It's fine.
It's got a joystick coming out of a Pokeball, right? And you have to throw it at the TV to capture Pokemon.
I don't want to play that.
There's no other buttons.
Oh, good.
There's no there's no A or anything like that. That's a lie. There's one button on the top. You're going to play that as your first Pokemon game. You're going to hate it.
Brilliant.
So
yeah.
It's all right. It's a remake of one, kind of. But you just, instead of battling people, you just capture Pokemon.
That seems a bit boring.
It's a bit weird. I don't really understand.
Seems a bit boring. I'm going to end this poll. Yes, I get it. Everyone's still voting and trolling me. Thank you. I was hoping that it would be like Scarlet Violet.
Scarlet Violet is the next
Arceus.
highest rated.
Okay. Maybe I'll just do Scarlet Violet then. Because I can get the Switch 2. I can buy the Switch 1 version and get the free upgrade. Do you know?
Yes. Physician Pilot says, guys, the director's on the 8th of June. Please respond. I'm trying to let people know. Yeah, we've brought that up a lot today.
Yeah.
We've said about the Xbox event being
the one thing
Sunday.
I'll say, going back to the Ally X thing, just really quickly, is we'll definitely do a side-by-side if we can of performance on the Ally X versus performance on Switch 2 of like Cyberpunk's 2077.
Yeah.
That's going to be really interesting to see how close the Switch 2 can get to it.
The Switch 2 is going to be better because of DLSS.
Yeah.
It absolutely will. FSR 3 is nothing on the DLSS. It will look
better for certain.
Yeah. The only thing is if I whack the Ally X in like 30 watt mode, it'll probably have better frames. But in terms of visual fidelity, the Switch 2 will win. I fully agree. Like,
wild, isn't it?
I stand by that wholeheartedly. But Chain of Atlas just said FSR 3 is worse upscaling DLSS. So 80 FPS with FSR frame gen is really 40 FPS exactly.
Yes.
So it's an unfair comparison. Yeah, I wouldn't be comparing frame gen.
You'd have to turn frame gen.
Frame gen, I wouldn't use.
No.
But I don't know because I've not been playing Cyberpunk on the Ally X. So I've not actually seen how good it can get yet. I'm going to see it with fresh eyes, compare the Switch 2 with the Ally X. But obviously the Ally X can output like 3 times as much power than the Switch.
It's literally triple.
Yeah. But if the Switch can upscale better looking than a Series S at 10 watts...
Yes.
then DLSS is going to win over FSR.
Yeah, that's
Like I fully
wild to
I fully
think about.
believe
Really, it's just wild.
that.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we should wrap it up.
Yes.
Wrap it up there.
Yes. It's my time to go to sleep. Whoever it was in chat that says I listen to you guys to fall asleep,
Yes.
I'll join you.
Look, it's 6 days.
Less than 6 days. How long has this live stream been?
It's about an hour and a
3?
half, something like that.
Oh, I was hoping it was 3 days.
It's not been 3 days.
No.
No. 6 days. 6 days, everybody. Before we end, can you please like this stream,
Yes.
this video?
Go watch
Really
my
does help
Pokemon
out.
news video.
Don't worry about the you've heard the news. You don't need to watch that. Just, do that. Maybe share this with someone that hasn't seen it, or write a comment on the comments bit, or just subscribe if you're not already, because that does help us out. Channel memberships is open.
Yes.
If you joined as a member this stream,
Yes.
thank you. Make sure you sign up to our
Yes.
Discord.
Even if you are gifted a membership, go onto our YouTube page, go to the community tab, find the Discord post, which you can only see if you're a member, and then you'll find a link to our private Discord. And then you can hail abuse at us.
And if you're not subscribed, do, because we've got so much Switch 2 content coming out next week.
Yes.
It's going to be jam-packed, and for the next few weeks after that
Yes,
too.
indeed.
But day one, there's going to be some exciting stuff coming, so we can't wait to share it with you.
Yes.
I'm
looking forward to being really ill. So I can't do anything.
Work.
No
I can't
videos,
work.
nothing.
Just playing Switch 2.
Just playing Switch 2, sorry.
Don't worry, I'll play Pokemon, what's it, Let's Go Pikachu.
That's it. Eevee, because that's the one I've got.
Great.
I'll send it to you.
I'm so excited.
And I'll give you the controller.
Hey, I don't need to play Zelda. I don't need to play need to play Cyberpunk.
No, you
I
got
can
to play
Let's Go Pikachu.
That's what you were asking for, because you were like, why don't they do like 2.5D remakes? That's exactly what this is. So you can do that.
God, why do I open my mouth? Right, we love you all. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time, and see you next week for Switch 2 Day.
Oh, yes. Yes.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.